Buongiorno. Can I have a mushroom, please? Ah, sì, certo. Chiaro. Sì, mozzarella, tutto.
Colin, what were you saying about Dragon's Dogma?
It's good.
Yeah, it is good, right?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I think that's exactly how IGN reviewed it, a 7.5.
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you enjoying it?
I
you been
enjoyed
playing?
it back when it came out and I played it. And
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. And I never returned to it.
This is one of these games that came out, and he's like, I'm enjoying Dragon's Dogma. I'm like, is that the one that everybody says is a cutscene? He's like, no, I don't even know what game. And I'm like, is that Azura's Wrath? And he's like, I don't know.
Azura's Wrath
I
is the
can't keep
cutscene.
those straight. You
Yeah,
can-
exactly.
It's impossible. They're the same game.
No, the game
No, no.
couldn't be more
In,
different.
in terms of
the
us
titles.
not caring, and they both came out at one point.
They're both Capcom,
Capcom
games,
games,
too.
that's why.
Oh, there you go. There
But I
you
think
go,
they're
there.
actually both good. I was
Adjective, noun.
both those games I played right when they came out, and I enjoyed them. But then I got distracted and never returned to them.
Gotcha.
Asura's Wrath is good. It's like it's a very anime style cutscene. So if you like anime, you have to be into that sort of stuff.
Sure.
I don't know if Greg Miller would be into it.
I like anime once in a while. I bought that Ghostbusters manga. I liked
Did
that a
you?
lot.
Manga?
I got a manga. I read Puri Puri. That was a manga, and I watched Howl's Moving Castle once. That was
Back on your
enjoyable.
desk, you used to have like horny teenager manga on.
Oh
your
yeah, but that's
desk.
Puri Puri. That was
Okay,
Puri
that's the one,
Puri.
that's the
Yeah. That's one I liked. See, McCaffrey, if you're not familiar, there's like this 13-year-old guy who wants to be a priest, but they don't want him to be a priest for some reason, so they put him into the all-girls school, and then he gets into
That'll
hilarious hijinks. And there's this one girl he's like in love with that I hope he leaves the priesthood for, but he always gets in these embarrassing naked situations with her.
Who am I working with?
You haven't figured this out by now. Let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Hello.
Listeners, remember you can always reach us at gamescoop@ign.com, just like Ty Blue did.
That's a good name.
Any relation to Ty Root?
Yeah,
I
I
guess
think
not. They don't.
that's how it goes.
First name, if you have the same first name.
No, it's like in Texas, it's kind of like Japan, where you put like
that's how
the
it goes.
family name goes front. Ty.
Ty says, I'm jumping into Mass Effect from the second in the series. Fill me in on what happened in the first game.
Play it on PS3. You get the comic, and you're all filled in. You're
All the
perfect.
best stuff happened in the first
No,
game?
all the really boring space stuff happened in the first game.
All the role-playing happened in the first game, I'll tell you that much.
That is true.
But yes, no, you're introduced to Shepard. Actually, the best part of the first game is you become a Spectre. Shepard, it's the first third of the game or so is actually Miller.
Yeah, it's such a big deal an hour and a half in when you get to become a Spectre, which you have no idea what that is. And
I know
you've selected that you were Earthborn and the sole survivor, and that doesn't even really matter. You get to know this character. No, you
So
don't.
you do eventually get to shoot aliens.
Yes,
but first,
yes.
there's a really cool part where you get to prove yourself and become the first human Spectre and stand in front of the council and become anointed as a Spectre, where you get to become Space Cop with no, like Judge Dredd, basically, minus the, with a better accent.
Yeah, that's pretty much the arc of the...
Well, that's the first part, and then it's just, it gets into you got the best bad guy, Saren, in the first Mass Effect. The last act of that game, like the last couple hours, it's about, 30-hour game, a little more if you want to do everything, but the last couple hours, they throw some major story twists at you, and you're just like, oh my god, what just happened here? And then, man, the second one, once
You're
PlayStation
crazy.
got involved.
You're
You're starting to
crazy.
sound crazy, because Mass Effect 2 is amazing.
Well, as an action game, there's
So what? Like,
and
it is what it is.
But the ending too is like, oh, there's a giant Terminator
That
I
makes
have to
awesome
fight.
noises.
That I will admit that was the stupidest thing. Spoilers for this kid wondering about if he should play Mass Effect 2. But yeah, you go in, there's a giant robot baby standing there. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, done. This mission wasn't too suicidal.
Mass Effect 2 and 3 are a lot. Technically, they're a lot more polished and the combat's smoother. But the story, the actual, and supposedly we're supposed to play Mass Effect for the story.
You get it all in the comic, get it all boiled down. Save the spider people, don't save the spider
The
people.
role playing in the story is far and away at its best in the first game. Absolutely worth playing. It's my favorite of the three.
Call them Mass Effect 1 or 2.
I think they get better as they go.
Each one?
Yeah. I think I agree that the Mass Effect's emphasis on role-playing should have never been removed. Like the role-playing elements, as we like to sometimes call them.
Yes.
Should have never been removed because I think they did that to make the game more accessible. And I also agree the story in the original Mass Effect's awesome.
I did like about original Mass Effect that you would talk to people and you'd get experience points. I think I might have bitched about that when we first talked about Mass Effect 8 years ago or whatever, but when they took it away in Mass Effect 2, it was like, oh.
Yeah, but I disagree. I don't think. I think Harbinger's still the best bad guy in Mass Effect, and
Assuming control.
he's just because he's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so awesome, and like because he just appears like in most of the battles, like like as far like he's just like taking people's bodies over, and you kind of see them like
Yeah, that is.
You're, like,
Yeah,
you're a punk.
like it's
Take these people over, I shoot you dead.
So I think Mass Effect. I think Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 are comparable in quality to each other. I still prefer Mass Effect 3.
3 is the
Culmination.
melding of 1 and 2, which it is a great game, absolutely.
But play them all.
Another question about Mass Effect. Nathaniel Hlavin asks, it says, I was wondering if
Does
there
he
was,
need to buy a vowel?
Yeah, he does.
Is that what's going on?
I was wondering if there was any indication whether or not there would be another game set in the Mass Effect universe. If you don't know, what are your thoughts? Doesn't a game universe that well done deserve more games?
There'll definitely be another Mass Effect game.
Absolutely.
EA is a public company. This will happen. There's no doubt about it.
Everyone's gonna bitch that they're just making another one, and then you're all gonna buy it.
Well, everyone will bitch about anything anyway. I think the new Mass Effect game will be a prequel.
Mass Effect, Jack's Chronicles.
I think I wrote a piece actually. And
No?
I don't like Jack.
There'll be a GI.
Jack's
There'll be a
kind of a
GI
whack
Jane
Jack's
like.
awesome.
There'll be a GI Jane like scene in the middle where she shaves her head.
Yeah.
and
I
becomes
purposely
Jack.
didn't do her loyalty mission, so she
Her
would
mission
die.
was the best mission. It was like X-Men. You're just
she's a weird character. I think that it would be cool to just go back. I wrote a piece about this on IGN, and people can read about it. I had 5 ideas for prequels and how they can do it. And I think the coolest idea would be to go way back and to when humans first found the Prothean ruins on Mars and what that meant on Earth, and like maybe corporations are competing for the rights to find the ruins or whatever. So almost like a Deus Ex type game in terms of story, in which like it's about like humans figuring out for the first time that they're not alone. I think would be awesome. And of course, going to Pluto and finding the Sharon Mass Relay could be another whole story.
What are the chances of a Mass Effect free-to-play MMO?
By the way, EA talks about free-to-play games. Good.
Well, but they did just get burned pretty bad on the Old Republic.
Now they're going free-to-play. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see how it
but
does.
I guess it'll all depend on the economics.
figure
of
balls
it.
are in motion.
Balls are definitely in motion.
If they were getting ready for a Mass Effect MMO free to play, it would already be in some kind of development, right?
Sure.
So it's how much money have they invested? Maybe they don't pull out. When balls are in motion, it's hard to pull out.
It's not that hard.
All right, switching gears to The Walking Dead.
Oh yes.
This is Spencer Galloway. He says, so I just got episodes 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead from PlayStation Plus.
Free!
Pretty sure that I'll be buying the others when they come out. My question is, should I go ahead and play the first 2 now, or wait until they're all out, play through them all at once?
It's all up to you, Spencer. Like,
It is a thing because my girlfriend and I played through 1 and 2, and we loved it. And now we're like,
Yep.
now we gotta wait for the third one, which still doesn't have a release date. It's supposed to be coming soon.
yeah, they were hoping they're still on target for this month. So they're hoping somewhere in the end of the month before August is out here.
So it is a little frustrating that you can't just continue it. But then it's like, if you're gonna wait, who knows when all 5 of them are gonna be out?
Yeah. It's a lot like TV shows, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's one of those things Netflix now, like, I caught up on Mad Men and Breaking Bad, and like, I was so into those shows, and I felt like I was so engrossed in those universes, and then it ended.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, and I had to wait months to get to the next one, and now you watch them weekly, and like, this
I know.
sucks.
And there's
Why
commercials, and it's like, God.
didn't I just wait till everything
I've
was
been
out?
binging on HBO Go lately. Doing
so
Game of
good.
Thrones, and
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
the best way to watch.
It
But
is.
Yeah.
there is something to be said with Walking Dead, where I think they're the perfect. They last the perfect amount of time. They're like the first one took me about 2 hours, second one about 2.5. Did them both in one sitting each.
Yep.
Whereas if you wait till they're all out, then do you just go on a binge overdose
Yeah.
and just string yourself out on all 5 episodes at once, or
It's one of those things, it's also up to him how many times he wants to play it. Like, that's the big thing for me, is like, I really dig the games. Obviously I review them well because they're so good, and then when I'm done with my first playthrough, I immediately jump back in and go and do the different choices. And so now I have all these different saves that are branching out in different paths, and while I like that a lot and it gives me a reason to keep playing them, kind of be engaged waiting for the next episode, it would be cool, I think, that when they're all out, I'm going to stop and start again from the very beginning and play through and, stick with, this is my real character, this is my real choice. So I wouldn't mind, I don't think, waiting and, if I could, and do it all at once. And then, even then, when I'm done with that, come back and do it, a different way, make lead jerk.
It's a trade-off, because if you wait and you play through them all at once, I think that's the best way to at least with television, that's the best way to consume television today. But if you watch them as they're airing week by week, then you get to be a part of the conversation.
True.
With everybody
Very
on
true.
Monday
And-
morning,
very
you get
true.
to talk about Breaking Bad.
And you know, I think playing them one at a time, as we're doing now, you get more time to digest each one and really think about it. Whereas I think if you wait till they're all out, it'll sort of all be a blur. I'm sure it'll be a great ride if
Sure.
you just go do all 5 in a week or something. But yeah, we come into the office the next day, as you're saying, Damon, and just like, what did you do? How'd you do this? Who'd you save?
And the good thing about them is I don't think that any of them so far really end on a cliffhanger. They're self-contained stories in
True.
the Walking Dead universe, right? Like there's a tease at the end of 2 about like something that might be coming, and there's at the end of 1 all the lights go out, and
I
you're
know,
like,
which they don't. Well, spoilers, but they don't really follow up on that.
but they don't need to, right? I mean,
Well,
like,
I thought they were. I thought they were setting something up, but then
I think it's just them showing that everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, you get these little stories of how bad everything is right now, and then you jump back and see what's happening.
the games are very good.
Yeah.
Everyone should play them.
I'm Dr. Wily. My robots and I will control the world as soon as we get rid of that blue dweeb Mega Man and his Robo-Dog Rush. Bomb Man, make sure they have a blast. What? Mega Man's taking over the bomb? Cut Man, watch out. Mega Man can use your own power against you just like that. Okay, Mega Man, can you stop Proto Man and Guts Man at the same time? I don't think so.
Mega Man, collect them all from Bandai.
Colin, this is a question about Mega Man.
Oh, okay.
Do you know anything about Mega Man?
I know a thing or two about Mega Man.
This is Adicio Martinez. Mega Man is turning 25 in December. Did we know this?
December 17th. Yep.
Seems like Capcom doesn't really care. I would love to see a
shit.
compilation comparable to the Street Fighter Anniversary Collector's Set with the entire catalog on Xbox Live or PSN,
Louise.
with achievements and trophies, but that seems highly unlikely. Is the Blue Bomber still profitable, or am I seeing a demand that doesn't exist?
Yeah, the Blue Bomber is profitable for sure. So Capcom has said, on the record that Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10 were both profitable games, and those games are obviously not made really for.
Now, those are 8-bit games, so they
Hopefully, hopefully they are profitable.
Cost $12 and lunch for the development team to make.
I wouldn't underestimate how much money those games cost to make, and the fact that a really good studio made them, because those weren't internal Capcom games. Any Creates made those games, and that's a studio that also made, the Mega Man Zero games and stuff like that. Like those are really good games. So that was probably an awesome project for them to especially for newer developers to go back and use old school tools. But that's an aside. Mega Man, my theory has always been and will continue to be that Capcom has it out for Keiji Inafune, and that they have no intention of respecting Mega Man, and at least now. And that if we're going to see a new Mega Man game, a real new Mega Man game, that they will reboot Mega Man, and it will be called Mega Man, and it will be like something like maybe an open world, almost like Mega Man Legends type of game, I think. That's my theory. I think that it's pretty clear that they have it out for Inafune, considering they canceled Mega Man Legends 3 when the game was running, and they canceled Mega Man Universe, and Clements played Mega Man Universe. Like, that game was, on its way to being finished. So I don't understand why they would do something like that.
They did the public slight of putting not the real Mega Man into whichever fighting game.
Tekken, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken
I think that's a slight. I think that's cool.
The word on that was that Inafune signed off on that. I mean, not that he had to; he doesn't own the character, but that was okay with him. I don't know if that's true or not. It was funny. I didn't take that super personally, but as a Mega Man fan,
you heard it here first. Capcom just poking Inafune.
See, I think Capcom and Konami are in the same boat with
pokes, she smokes. No, the other way.
Yeah. If she pokes, she smokes.
I don't even know what that means. But I think Capcom and Konami are in the same boat with two of their old school franchises in which they could annualize Mega Man. Basically just make Mega Man 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, release those games every year in an 8-bit form, probably make money on them. Castlevania can do the same thing with the Symphony of the Night style Castlevania games that were on GBA and DS, and for some reason they just totally abandoned that as well. So, but I think that they probably have something planned for 25th anniversary, which is December 17th. That's when Mega Man came to Famicom in 1987. But, I don't know. They announced that free-to-play iOS game that's like a role-playing game or something.
Yeah,
it's called Mega Man Crossover, I think, and I don't know who the fuck wants to play that, but to each his own. But I'm with him in that we need a new Mega Man 11. We need a new Mega Man X game, which I think is the most requested game. People want Mega Man Legends 3. They almost had it. So it's sad. Mega Man's in a sad state of disrepair right now.
It's interesting that you say that you think Capcom's got it out for him. I had a unique opportunity to sit down with Inafune at GDC this year and asked him straight up, what would you think if they did one without you? And maybe he was just being respectful and humble, but he said he left behind a lot of really great talent. There's a lot of people he really respects there, and he would love to see what they would do without him.
Yeah, I think that he's going to find out one way or the other. I mean, I think that
regardless of his intentions.
I don't know. I want to see what they like. Mega Man has great potential because could you imagine a gritty, almost open world Mega Man game in which like
you're describing every gamer's worst nightmare right now.
No, but think about I mean, you wouldn't find a bigger Mega Man fan in the entire fucking world than me, and like I'm totally open to. Them trying something different if they try something cool, because the idea behind Mega Man about like a crazy scientist making robots and trying to take over the world, destroy things, whatever, like that could actually fit in a world that is not comical, and it's a matter of like how they do something like that. Mega Man X was almost a step in that direction because Mega Man X was a little bit more serious and somber because you were like finding like Dr. Light's little capsules and he was talking to you after he died and stuff like that. Like it took like a more.
Did you get choked up?
A little bit.
Christopher Nolan's Mega Man begins.
So my theory, a Mega Man reboot called Mega Man will come out, and
I can see that happening. My thought would be that there are hardcore Mega Man fans out there like yourself, but there aren't enough of them to sell the millions of copies that Capcom would like to sell.
They tried this with Bionic Commando too.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. But Bionic Commando is not nearly and never was as big as Mega Man, and so I agree with you that like it seems like it's almost like it's like an Activision thing where they want to either sell a lot of games or not try at all, as opposed to maybe just making a little bit of a profit. But the fact that Capcom outsourced to a second party to make Mega Man 9 and 10 and still made money indicates that those games sold pretty well. And in my heart, I hope we get Mega Man 11 in an 8-bit form.
This is Peter Zalgraphicus.
That's a good name.
Sounds like an alien.
Good read.
Alien
Well
name,
done.
I think.
He just made it up when he came to Earth.
My name is Peter. Been a huge fan of IGN for years. I'm as big of a nerd as any one of you there. Okay, Peter. Won't argue.
Sounds like what an alien would say.
My question for you is, will we ever see Conker's Bad Fur Day again? It was and still is one of my favorite games. The transfer to the original Xbox was great, but I feel the multiplayer was just not the same as its N64 version. I don't know about you guys, but an exact revamp of the original would make me really excited.
I agree with you completely on the remake for Xbox. It was a beautiful game, well put together, but Microsoft got out of the mascot platformer business a long time ago.
He wants a revamp of the original, and Microsoft has brought Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie all to Xbox Live Arcade. They could do that with Conker's Bad Fur Day too.
That could happen. I mean, but yeah, I think they tried it on Xbox One, and I think it's even backwards compatible. So if you did want to go dig it up, I mean, obviously he owns it already, but yeah, everybody that really made Rare is long gone at this point.
That's true.
And Rare seems to be a factory for avatars and avatar games like Kinect Sports. They don't seem to have any interest in bringing back their old beloved characters. So I'm not holding my breath for that one at all.
Conker's Bad Fur Day was such a weird game when it was released. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I love that it was released on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, exactly. It was so anti, Nintendo as far as what you expect from a Nintendo console.
Poor Rare. What a story of just buying a company at its height and just destroying it, just absolutely destroying it. It's really, really sad.
Was it its height? I don't know if it was its height.
Well, I think that it's coming off the N64 era. Was obvious. I mean, it's been making games since the NES era. So I think it was like on a trajectory. After the N64 era to fucking go through the roof.
I feel like that was its height, because then on GameCube they were making Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah, Star Fox Adventures wasn't supposed to be a Star Fox game.
Gemini, I know.
To be fair.
The Stamper brothers are the ones laughing all the way to the bank. They're on a tropical island somewhere sipping fruity drinks with an umbrella. Like,
I understand why.
What? Kinect Sports? Whatever.
I understand why people are mad. Like, a lot of people are very passionately mad about what happened to Rare, and I get that. Yeah, I totally get it because they were awesome. Also, you should go play the Rare Classic Anticipation on NES because it's rad.
It's also
the board game.
Yeah, I used to love that game when I was a kid.
It is worth noting though that their Xbox output has actually been pretty good. The Banjo games were pretty good. Cameo
Banjo,
gets a lot of hate.
Multi.
I really thought it was a great launch title. Perfect Dark was not the horrible game. It was just okay. It wasn't
Perfect
the
Dark
killer
Zero.
app. Yeah, Zero was not the killer app that everybody wanted. And the one I'm leaving out, Viva Pinata. Was a really good game. And it was, they tried to blow it up into this huge IP. They had a Saturday morning cartoon for like 5 minutes, and that just didn't work. But they've done some good stuff, but unfortunately, lately it's all been Kinect Sports and avatars.
Yeah, money. I get it.
$1 bill, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. $3 bill, y'all.
Well, I think they got a long way to recoup that $325 million purchase price.
Yeah.
Still a long way to go.
That's all the scoops we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can always reach us at gamescoop@ign.com. My name is Damon, this is IGN Gamescoop, and we're out.